Okay, welcome back, everyone, and that's fantastic. It still took me some time to digest all the feelings back to me, and I hope you're doing the same. And I'm so thrilled to see so many questions being posted in that little section. So if you have more questions, don't hesitate to do it right now, because time is running up. So our next guest to the stage is the creator of the fantastic The Deadly Ships of Shaolin, the Dragon Lords. Welcome. We have Jiachen Peng, Stephen Ma, and Jonathan Fong. Hi, everyone.
Yo. Hi. How you guys doing?
Good.
Oh, man.
You're just very different.
Yeah, I'm good, Drew.
Yes. Got the shirt.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
I'm showing the back when it's in the washer.
Yeah. Nice. That is simply fantastic and so professionally filmmaking. Let's just start with you guys want to take a round and introduce yourself?
Okay. So, hey guys, my name is
first,
I guess. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you can call me Jaya. I'm a third-year Queens film student, and I just love martial arts. I love martial arts movies, and there's my Bruce Lee poster on the wall right there. So, I guess that says it all. Yeah, and then you guys. Steven? Yo.
Hi. I'll start with me. My name is Steven. I'm second year at Queen's engineering student. And yeah, I'm like Jay as well. I'm a diehard fan of Bruce Lee and basically martial arts. In fact, I have a poster in the back there. It's pretty dark lit there. I also have a book of Bruce Lee on my desk just here just now, reading it. So yeah. Matthew Corey, I recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. But yeah, how about you, John?
My name is Jonathan. I am actually not in university yet. I am still in high school. And I, too, am very passionate about martial arts. And these two got me into martial arts filmmaking. And ever since then, that's opened and really
Is it just me or is it glitching? Oh, sorry about that.
Hello.
Hi, guys. Yeah, I guess my internet is really unstable, so it might be kind of glitching to hold three of you guys online at the same time. So I'm just going to pose my next question. Chinese martial arts movie, it's such a culture phenomenon in 1980s or 1990s. Can you guys maybe give a quick introduction to the genre, as I suppose a lot of the audiences might not be familiar with it right now?
Okay, so martial arts movies actually has a pretty long history. So back in I think the first Chinese movie ever made was a 1915 silent film, and it was basically just someone put a camera in a Chinese theater and they did Chinese opera, but there was a lot of martial arts in it. And then fast forward to the 40s, we have our first Wong Fei Hung movies, which Wong Fei Hung's a Chinese folk hero, and then so they made about 100 of Wong Fei Hung movies back from the 40s to the 50s, and then the 60s
the same actor.
That transition. And then in the 60s, that transitioned to swordplay, fantasy, you got kung fu superpowers flying and all that. And then 70s, Bruce Lee just changed all that, with gritty, realistic street fighting.
And then to America, and he made all the movies that really helped it take that. Bruce Lee actually he was probably today. I could be wrong, but he definitely brought it to a wider audience.
There's a reason why all three of us, we got something about Bruce Lee on our walls. So it's no coincidence.
Yeah.
He definitely changed the game. And then also later on in the 70s, they also started making what we like to call martial arts or kung fu shapes, which is what Deadly Shapes is based on. It's like where you have all these guys coming out of Chinese opera school, right? Jackie Chan included, Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, they came out of opera school. And so they learned all these performance Chinese martial arts. And then so that wave of just new blood entering the industry, in the field, and like, you got these acrobats, you got all these, like, they could dance, they could do whatever. So they put it all, combine it with martial arts fighting, and then you get a very beautiful display of Chinese martial arts. It's not gritty, it's not realistic by any means, but it's beautiful. It shows the capabilities of the athletes and the performers on screen. And so, and then, in the 80s, Jackie Chan started doing more action comedy, more contemporary, more set in their modern days, which was 80s, so like Police Story, and then the 90s and early 2000s, that they kind of started branching off into fantasy and other genres. But then I would consider the 80s, early 90s, and the late 70s to be like that golden period. Yeah.
In the 2000s, you got movies like Rush Hour, and that is one movie about of Jackie Chan. One Jackie Chan appearance that everyone knows, everyone loved Rush Hour. And yeah, those are really great movies. And now in 2020, there's not just martial art movies and martial artists, but there's people like us who like to make these short films for fun.
Yeah, sounds good. Seems like you guys have taken a lot of inspirations from a genre that has such an interesting history. So let's turn to the audience's questions. We have Nicole asking, how many people were involved in the making of this film, and what are their roles?
It's the three of us.
Well, just the three of us, and then one cameraman.
Include Juliana. So technically there was 4, but then it went down to 3.
Yeah. So we really don't need a lot to make a martial arts fight scene. We need 2 people fighting and someone to hold the camera. So
2 people fighting, 1 cameraman.
And also, yes, but also it's because we're in COVID season. So got to social distance and make our circle smaller. So
I don't know anyone who can keep up with filming in in 30 degrees weather, outdoors, getting skin cancer pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Cooked on the inside.
Oh, I'm glad you guys did it over the summer.
We had to do something, and it was a great opportunity for the team to get back together. And this summer, we made, probably Jaya and Steven would agree, one of our greatest works so far.
So far, that's the question.
So far.
Look forward to it. And we have another question from Kirk. So he's wondering, what is the process of choreographing a fight like this? Are you guys storyboarding, or you guys just improvise?
We just improvise. We don't storyboard. Yeah, Steven, you want to
check out the behind the scenes on YouTube?
Yes, we actually do have a behind the scenes.
A little bit of a summary, I guess. The fighters will think about the movements and they'll kind of rehearse with each other. You'll see that a lot in the behind the scenes. And then once they have something, they'll ask the cameraman or a camera operator to film what they have just so they remember it and they can see what it looks like so they can change anything and all that. And then that's pretty much it. Definitely do check out the behind the scenes for a more detailed I guess description.
Yeah, maybe you guys want to leave the YouTube link on the comments section so people can check.
Definitely.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
And we have.
I just want to add on one more thing about like the choreography. What we do is not very formal, and it's how they used back in the days. Like Hollywood times in China now, most of the times they would do they would plan it out, directors would plan it out, and then they would do something called a pre-visual, where the fighters will not be in costume, they will not be at location, they'll be at a gym somewhere, and they will just shoot like a preliminary vision of the fight scene. And then on the day when they're actually shooting it in costume on set, then they'll just replicate the movement and the camera angle and camera movement like that. So that's definitely the more, I guess you could say, the legit way of doing it. But then, we don't got time for that. We go on set.
Yeah, that's really good because you guys have the space for creativity and improvisation. That definitely take a lot of practice out of you to being able to pull out all this. Really, to me, it's acrobatic movement. I would never be able to do that. So definitely take a lot of practice out of yourself. Maybe you guys want to talk about like what kind of practice and training you've had in the past.
Okay. Well, I started with Wing Chun, which is not very pretty. It's a combative martial art, and then later on, I started to go into like I guess you could say film fighting. The more martial arts movie I watched, the more I started copying. So I ended up like learning a bit of wushu, some taekwondo, and just Shaolin, whatever I think looks good. And also martial arts tricking is like it's a new type of sport where you just combine acrobatics with like dancing with martial arts and you just pull off crazy movements. And I'm trying to get into tricking as well.
Yeah,
what about you, Stephen? John?
You guys want to?
Oh yeah, pretty much the same. I started Wing Chun back in like 2013 because I saw Ip Man on, I was like, oh, I want to learn to do what Donnie Yen did in the film, right? And then later on, I started like getting into more of the Jackie Chan kind of stuff, and I started getting more interested in doing more physical stuff, like doing stunts and whatnot, and that's what kind of led me to do more of the film fighting style. And then later on, I met Jay. Later on, he inspired me to do more martial arts tricking, and then from there on, I started learning to do more like more of the flashy stuff, like doing like kicks and flips and twists, and that's basically my background. All the stuff I learned is pretty much like and like
Okay. Do you want to add anything?
I guess I'll share my background. I too started with Wing Chun. I am still practicing to this day. About a year and a half, a little bit more than that, into my training, I attended a tournament where I actually met Steven. And Steven at the time was quite into the tricking, and he showed me all these cool things, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't know that was possible. And I started learning how to do those things, and I was seeing a lot more development. And that summer, I had actually met Jaya through Steven. We trained together, and they exposed me to a lot more of the cool stunts and all that. And then that made me start watching a lot more Kung Fu movies, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, even a lot of short films on YouTube. All these things were really, really cool to me, and I wanted to learn how. And so that's how I started expanding, I guess you could say, and here I am today.
Fantastic. We're gonna have time for one more question. So let's go with Juliana's question. What were the challenges that you have faced when filming this? Last question.
There was a lot.
Well, you already know
the question. You guys take over this one.
All right. Okay. First off, we filmed this in June and July. It was summer, and it was very, very hot. We mentioned earlier about how we were yeah. Oh my God, Steven, you want to take over?
Yeah, it was pretty hot. We spent like how many days? 9 days to shoot this.
9 days.
Wow.
9 very, very exhausting days. We filmed 8 hours straight in the sun, and I think I got a lot more darker after that. And then this dude started flaking. Jaya started flaking really badly.
Yeah, my skin started peeling off at one point, and then I'm like, well, crap, I gotta shoot the next day. Luckily, it didn't show up on camera, so it was good.
But yeah, the end result is what you'll see in Deadly Shapes,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some more things about the heat is that we all heat stroke, headaches, and it was just really, really difficult to deal with.
Yeah, and not to mention things with technology, like the heat affected like our filming equipment, so we had to like stop filming, cool down the equipment, and then it was quite
another big challenge for us was the weather. So aside from the heat, oh boy, so what happened was, if it rained, we couldn't film. If it was too cloudy, too gray, too bright, too dark, etc., we couldn't with scene, and then suddenly it's raining in the next scene. That's no good. So there were actually a lot of days where we had to wrap filming or cancel filming because the weather was not cooperating. Oof.
Actually, I feel bad for Gia too, since he's driving I think like 10-20 kilometers just to get to the film site.
It's worth it. I sing in the car anyway, so it's enjoyable for me too. Don't worry.
All right.
Thank you so much, guys. It seems like this is a work of dedication and many days of hard working. We'd love to spend as long as possible with you guys, and we see all the enthusiasm from the comment section. If anyone have any more questions for Dragon Lords, please don't hesitate to reach out, and we'd love to connect you guys. Anyway, good luck with your filming and with your academic career. I will see you guys around. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
All right, Dragon Lord out.
Bye.
Yes, sir.